Hello and welcome to Focus IR. I am John Human. I'm very pleased to be joined today by Joe Mitchell, who is Managing Director of Juvela, which is a subsidiary of recently listed Tooru PLC. Welcome, Joe.
Hi, John. Thanks for having me.
No, thank you. So I spoke to Scott Livingston, the CEO of Tooru, the other day about the company more broadly and the various wellness trends that it's tapping into. But we're going to talk today specifically about Juvela, which is a very interesting company, one that I'm sort of very interested in because members of my family could benefit very much from your products. Joe, perhaps start by telling us a bit about yourself and a quick introduction to Juvela. What does it do?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Joe, Managing Director of Juvela, been that for 12 years. 6 years before that was the Finance Director. So been with the brand for 18 years around the gluten-free industry. Juvela primarily was a prescription-only brand. So we offered products to diagnosed celiacs, very staple, basic products, with still the number one lead on that in the UK on prescription. More recently, we've tried to launch into the retail market, and we've just done a rebrand. We've bought a bakery in 2017. We then built a bakery in 2023, all to give us sort of flexibility and, the best bread products we can offer the market. We were acquired by Tooru through its prior ownership of S Ventures in 2022, December 22. We were part of the Hero Food Group before that in Switzerland. And then since then, we've got probably a 50-50 focus now on the prescription market and maintaining that. It's not in any growth mode. The NHS are pulling funding in certain parts of the country. And then entering the retail market where we think, there's gaps in the market on the shelf. And we've, as I say, rebranded. We could have came in as Juvela, which was a very established 30-year-old brand. But we decided against that, and we've launched a new brand called OAF. And that's in Tesco at the minute, and watch this space where else is going.
Yeah, absolutely. As I say, it's very interesting. Definitely a need that needs to be met, as certain members of my family can testify to. And as you say, the retail side is where you expect the growth to come from, and it's already been quite impressive, the growth behind it in terms of the retail outlets that you're in. What's really behind that, and where do you go from there?
Yeah, well. Obviously, the heritage of Juvela was the celiac community, and we realised they were also buying in retail other products that we weren't offering them. And we wanted to use our expertise. We were seen very much as a clinical brand. Juvela is a clinical brand. We deal with healthcare professionals. The packaging is quite bland and looking. So we looked at what younger shoppers were looking for. They did not find it appealing, the existing shelf. The tastes weren't quite right for them. They didn't think there was anything there for them in a long-term way. So, we came up with the idea of OAF. We also turned up at Tesco and we criticised their shelf. We just said it's boring and bland looking and doesn't excite anybody, and some of the market research we were getting was saying that. And our mission, was to redefine lunchtime, all-day snacking for the shopper, gluten-free shopper. But trying to deliver bold new flavours, uncompromising on taste. We do bring on trend formats like the sub roll, which, wasn't there but is in mainstream. And we think this brings a bit more fun and enjoyment and value back to the consumer.
Mm-hmm. I mean, so the brand obviously very different, as you say, to the more medical inclined side of things. Tell us a bit about the product. Obviously a lot of research, a lot of our R&D has gone into making this the product that the market wants. Tell us a bit about the product itself and how you're able to deliver this sort of very innovative gluten-free product.
Yeah, well, we've primarily always tried to stay loyal to what makes bread. Wheat makes bread. And unfortunately, within wheat is gluten, which is damaging to a lot of people's, intestines and guts. And a lot of people then replace wheat starch with another starch, tapioca, potato starches. And we never done that. We have said, look, especially for celiacs, who we were primarily dealing with initially, they just can't have gluten. So we take the wheat starch, we wash the starch so it removes all traces of gluten. And with that, you get a bread that resembles real bread. You still get the structure of a bread, you still get the appearance of bread, it still looks like bread, it butters like bread, it toasts like bread, and it tastes like bread. And we've tried to bring that sort of thinking into the retail element. We already knew it was quite saturated, the market, with some big players. There's 6 or 7 white loaves. But we said, could we do it better? So we made it a bit softer than what's on offer, and we think slightly better. We also extended the shelf life a little bit. So a fresh bread, 4 to 5 days for a retailer by the time it comes in, goes on their shelf. Ours is a bit longer than that. We've extended that 3 to 4 days for the retailer. So for the retailer, that solved a little bit of a problem on waste for them. So we're giving them a bit more of a shelf life. And then we started looking around at, okay, what isn't there that is in mainstream, or what can celiacs not have that they used to have? So the thing like the cheese sub, that just came to us one day. We were coming back from a meeting at the bakery. We called in Subway, and we were like, there's not much offers like this where people at home want to do this. And that's where the cheese sub was born, and the sub rolls. We looked at the flatbreads, and we've recreated them. So we're looking really at what is not available, but is available in mainstream that we can offer to the younger audience who want a takeaway style lifestyle, but have to make it themselves.
Yeah.
So that was a lot of the thinking that came to it.
Yeah. So lots of opportunity there, still presumably to extend the product range, but also presumably lots of opportunity to extend the distribution as well.
Yeah, definitely the distribution. I mean, we went to Tesco, as I say, and we sort of were a bit insulting of them. We're like, your shelf is boring, blah, blah, blah. We're going to come now. And they're like, looking at us, who are you? We explained the heritage of Juvela, and they were like, well, why don't you just bring Juvela? And we said, well, because we want to do something different. We want to bring personality and a bit of fun to the aisle as well. And Tesco got fully behind that. We gave them all the data that was supporting of it. We brought a character. We even came up with the idea of, we're bringing you a loaf, and celiacs have a lot of hell on their journey, so we're going to take the L out. A bit of a Scousism. Let's take the L out, and it's oaf. And that's where oaf was born from. And Tesco fully bought it. They love it. They like this thing of shaking it up, of being a challenger. And, they gave us 4 products, and they've now just given us another 4 products in the last window. And they're fully committed and behind us. Obviously, we want to be in more places within Tesco. We're only at the moment in the biggest stores for distribution for fresh bread, but we want to be in, your London small stores, away from this, coming away from the tube, pick one up on the way home. That's our aim, and that's what we hope to get to. And we're having really interesting talks with the other multiples as well at the minute. We know we'll definitely be in one of them in Q1. We can't say which one yet. And probably all 4 of the big multiples by Easter is our aim. So yeah, huge distribution then, and then we can market this product and get consumers. The problem when you're only in Tesco is people have to pass other supermarkets to get to Tesco. So we obviously need bigger distribution, and that's what's going to come.
Yeah. So obviously a very good reaction from Tesco, good reaction from other potential stockists as well, and that implies that there's been a good reaction from consumers. Tell us how people are reacting to the products.
Oh yeah, amazingly. I mean, we're pleasantly surprised. We expected it to be good, but we've lived in it, and you always, cosy your own baby, don't you, a little bit? But we've had amazing feedback. We've had on social media, especially, people who are showing us how they're using the product, even ideas we never thought about using the product. It's at Halloween parties for hot dog rolls with tomato sauce on as scary fingers, and so very receptive from the audience. As I say, we have done a few shows now where we've tried the product with people, and again, we get that sort of surprise from people of how good it tastes and how closely it resembles mainstream breads. The big test we always find is if we're with someone who is a celiac or a lifestyler who eats gluten-free, and then there's someone who isn't, they usually say, it's not for me, that. But when they try it, they go, oh, that just tastes like normal bread. And to us, that's our aim. We don't think people who are shopping in this aisle should be compromised. But we don't sort of say that. There's a lot of brands who say that, no compromise. We let the product speak for itself, and OAF just makes things stupidly simple. It's our strapline. Yeah.
No, it sounds amazing. Can't wait to try it. Obviously, the $1 million question is how's this translating into financial success? Juvela, big growth engine of Tooru. Tell us a bit about the numbers.
Yeah, no, obviously it's early days with the new 4 products, but we're getting a good rate of sale. I mean, our aim is, the market's big. The bread market is big. It's Warburtons are in it, Shah are in it, Genius, Beef Free, but there's still a gap for us. It's about 120 million just bread market alone. We anticipate, within 3 years to be at least 10% of that. So with that is a nice growth, nice margin. It then helps us respend. Tooru themselves are really promoting that with us. They've given us some money now to really market the product. They've given us some money to reinvest back into the bakery and get new kit that'll make this product packed differently, so it's a little bit fresher, a bit better for the consumer. So we're getting the back end of Tooru. From the consumer point of view, they're behind us. So yeah, there's nothing stopping us being 10 million in retail by the end of 27 is the aim.
No, I mean, it sounds like you've got a fantastic platform there in terms of, as you said, the bakery and the product itself, and obviously the market is behind you. Just give us a feel for how you see this market evolving. Obviously, there are the coeliac community and those that perhaps are undiagnosed, but the market feels bigger than that. Just the general desire for healthier products.
It's definitely bigger than that. And as I say, there's a lot newer people coming to this market who are not diagnosed celiacs, but self-diagnosed, want a healthier product. They're looking for things differently, maybe looking for protein breads in the future. So there's lots of avenues that the free-from market can go into. We're a bread company at the moment, but we don't think we're going to stay in bread. Snacking is going to be a big thing, especially like breakfast on the go is big in mainstream aisle, but not so big in the free-from aisle. So we've got a few ideas on that. And then, Netflix style snacking products, so that are free from that people can share. So share bags. We're hoping to launch into that arena in 2026. So OAF in Netflix, that could be the next big ad that we have. And we think this market can go any other places. We're also getting approached because we're the new kids on the block. We've got 2 bakeries. We've got lots of capacity. Will you make our products? Will this product export to Middle East? Are you going to do food service? So from a point of view as a business, there's lots of avenues we can go to. At the minute, we want the retail market with OAF, but there's other opportunities that are definitely coming our way in 2026.
Yeah. So much potential and definitely huge need for the products that you're making. Joe, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and no, thank you so much for sharing Juvela's story with us.